but it's one that will reward you for a lifetime when you know that you can pass that along to your children, to your children's children, and to your children's children's children, the legacy that goes forward. So I would submit to you that if you're in a place where you have to choose whether to go to the left or to the right, and you know that this is the right way, I would submit to you to ask yourself, would you do that in front of me? Would you do that in front of Uncle Derek? Would you do that in front of Uncle David? Would you do that in front of your father? You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So you make sure that if it's something that you cannot be proud of doing in front of those you say you love, then it is something you should not do. Okay? I speak a blessing over your life, young man. I love you more than I could ever tell you in words. And I want your future to be bright. You have a destiny in God. You have a destiny to impact your generation, and I want you to fulfill it. Okay?
Actually, I did write the notes.
Look at it.
Oh, okay.
So you should look at your notes.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Let Ben hold it up to you.
But then,
Oh.
about the secrets of prayer. Okay. First thing I want to say is congratulations. And you know what? It's only because of God and His love for you. You know, the hard work of your mom, and even your dad, you know, that you have come this far. I want to tell you that, the secret, you know, you're rich. First of all, you are rich, whether you know it or not, because you have God. And so I want you to know that you always have resources in Him. You know, because you have Him, you have everything. You might not realize it, but you do. I want you to know that the foundation of success, okay, and tapping into those riches is to have faith in God, okay, to have faith in Him, and then also to have dependence upon Him. And when I say have faith in God, know that He is all powerful, that He can do anything. There's nothing that's too hard for Him. He knows all about you. He knew you even before you were formed in your mother's womb. You know what I'm saying? He knows what's best for you even when you don't. And so, you know, as I think about that, just trust God. Trust Him to know what's best for you. The next thing is your dependence on Him. You know, you got to depend on Him. And I'm telling you, as you depend on Him, He will do anything. God loves those who humble themselves before Him. You know, so often, and a lot of times men will say, hey, I should do it myself, you know, or, you know, I'm, you know, not very cute, I can do it myself. But God says, you know, He wants you to just look to Him in everything. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter about how good your style is, because you got $1 million smile. You know what I'm saying? And how many talents you have. You've got talent, you got a lot of things going for you. But don't depend on those things. Depend on God. Develop an attitude of prayer. And that is, prayer is just, you know, it's so easy, but so many people miss it. It's just talking to God. Letting Him in on everything. You know, He is not Aladdin. You know, He's not, you know, you throw your little money in the wish pool and, you know, make a wish and He'll do it. No. But you let God in on everything. You let Him in on the good things. Just talking to Him, you know. Lord, you know what? Thanks for today. Wow, you know, I love you, Lord. You know, thank you, Lord. You know, hey, that A, you know, that A plus, or that B, you know. I mean, just let Him in on everything, whether it's good or bad. He says, I haven't gone over the time. Okay. He says, he says, I'm on the okay. He says, acknowledge in all of your ways, and He will direct your path, right? acknowledge God in all of your ways, and He will direct you. Even at times, when things don't, it seems like He's not answering in the way that you wanted to. Don't worry about it. You thank Him anyway. Thank Him anyway, because even when things don't work out the way you want them to work out, He's in it with you, and He's working things out for your days. So God bless you. God, I just thank you for Ben, and I just praise you, Lord, and I just ask God that you would just work this word in him, oh God, and just continue to do great things. I know it's going to prosper. In Jesus' name, amen.
I'm Ben's godfather, and my theme, my motivation is work ethic. So I'll start with good examples that you already know, your grandparents and your parents, who worked very hard their entire lives to make sure that you had a roof over your head and food on the table. And I know that there were times where that was tough for you, but your mother got up every day and went to work to make sure that you all had what you needed. And that's a wonderful thing. My dear friend Benita and I have known each other since first grade. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah. All right, dear. Another good way to talk about work ethic is via example. So a couple of years ago, Ben came to Washington to spend a week with me. And I asked him before I came to give me some ideas of what you wanted to do, and he did. It's an interesting list. You learn a lot about people when you ask them what they want. So I actually did that. But I had in mind a godson project that I didn't tell him what we were going to do before I just told him we were going to do something. So I wanted to use that project to teach him how to use power tools, actually plan out a construction project, learn something about nature and some livestock along the way. So through the course of the week, I would drop hints and we would build up to it. So what we did was we built a koi pond in the backyard in July in DC, where it's about 102 degrees. So that's where the hardship comes in. So you have a plan, you got to get it done, you figure out how to get it done. Another point I want to make with the time is. It's like this is one for young people. So young people, and we were all young once, Darren, and I was. You want everything now. Like you want everything now, right? And like you want the big house, fancy car, everything tomorrow. But it's hard to do that, right? So, but working every day, planning ahead, save some money. IRAs are a wonderful thing. And work on your path, follow your path. And if you save along the way, you plan along the way, you always find a way forward. So like, I had a hard point in my career where I actually had to leave a job. But while I was there, I worked hard, I built up a good reputation of being somebody who's creative and hardworking, right? So it was hard to realize I had to leave, and I had to admit it, right? So because I'm going to keep moving forward, I'm going to follow what I preach. I sent out my resume to pretty much everybody I knew, and I was overwhelmed by the response I got. Because a lot of people were following what I was doing and actually appreciate the hard position I was in. So one way to say, work hard and actually let people stay in touch with people. Let people know what you're doing. Like don't let that one supervisor be the sum total of your success or failure. Like other people need to know what you're doing. So build up that positive reputation. Be true to yourself. Be true to the organization you're working with. Be an entrepreneur. Do all that for yourself, right? So work hard. Be true. Save some money. Move forward. Right?
Woo! And one more thing. He was almost 5 too.
And then we'll do the rest of them later.
So y'all can go back to his friends and hang out. So one more person. There's always.
There's always more.
Just the beginning.
Daddy.
Good afternoon. My name is Edward Holmes, and I'm Ben's uncle, who is really a cousin. The reason I'm his uncle is because of the training that his mother had. Because with the elder, we didn't call him by their first name. So she taught these boys to call me Uncle Eddie. And I respect that. I'm proud of both you and Salvatore. The topic I want to talk about was knowledge versus wisdom. The information that you are aware of, such as facts and truth, is known as knowledge. The ability to make correct judgments based on that knowledge is called wisdom. Knowledge comes from learning, from education, from science, and from logical thought. Wisdom comes from observing and learning from experiences in a way that affects the future decisions and behavior. God gives us the ability to use our knowledge to make correct judgments. For example, someone might spend beyond his means and end up in a lot of debt. But if he is wise, it will only happen once. And he will have learned from his mistake. And in the future, he will save his money before he spends it carelessly. An even wiser person might avoid such a mistake altogether by listening to the wisdom of others and by choosing to manage his finances wisely. True wisdom. The Bible says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 9 and 10. Solomon wrote that wisdom gives strength to the wise man more than 10 rulers in the city. And so we ought to search out and seek wisdom. Wisdom leads one in a path of righteousness because it is the man that pleases him that God gives wisdom. Not only does he give wisdom, but he gives knowledge and he gives happiness. What Solomon is saying that wisdom is really obedience to God, because the consequences of his obedience are his blessings. Wisdom is obedience, and obedience leads to righteousness. The fear of God is true wisdom.